Expect more, achieve more. Public administration is really in an atmosphere of change right now. So the book that I wrote is focused on sustainability in public administration. It's a book for nonprofit leaders and for public managers and for citizens. And what it does is it covers theory and specific areas of sustainability, as well as some tools for sustainability. So it's aimed at providing an introduction to people about sustainability. And when we look at sustainability, we're talking about it in terms of both environmental and organizational. So we're looking at making sure that organizations are environmentally healthy. Are they using resources efficiently and effectively? Are they impacting the environment in the ways that we would like for them to impact it, hopefully improving it instead of hurting it? But also, are organizations able to remain stable and healthy over time? The book is actually written for public administrators and nonprofit leaders, and also for citizens. The reason that we wrote the book was that there wasn't a lot of literature on sustainability for people who are working in public services. So a lot of people who are in the field don't even know they're in it. So we're talking about people who might be school teachers or who might be volunteers in their community, who might also be in professional situations like city planners or other individuals who have an impact on planning in their communities. And the information provides an introduction so that they can make the change both within their own organization, but also within the community as well. And it would be appropriate for a citizen who might be interested in advocating for change in their community to get a basic idea of some concepts. So if you're interested in fresh water or waste management, there's an introduction and further readings in the book so that individuals can learn more about that and have a starting place to facilitate change. The book looks at several topics. We decided to, obviously not everything that's tied to sustainability is covered in the book, but we're looking at fresh water. We looked at impacts on higher education, waste management, energy, transportation, wildlife and oceans. Those are some of the topics that are covered. And for each of those, there's a brief introduction to the field. There's some information on other organizations that might be key players and how to contact them and so forth. And then there's also at the end of each of those chapters questions for discussion so that in case individuals would want to in their community discuss matters further or engage with other citizens. And finally, each of them also has a reading list so that if they wanted to read other books that were specialized in each of those topics and others, they could do that in each of those topics. One of the big changes we'd like to promote is individuals looking much more at environmental sustainability in the long run. I think in the United States, especially because of consumption and how we use resources, we really need to look at changing our behaviors. And I think that that has to start with citizens and local leaders first. And this book allows us the basic information to make those changes. One of the things that we realized when we were writing the book is that most of the behaviors that we're really promoting are behaviors that our communities are already bought into. They're things that we already care about, and especially at the local level. And what we're doing is providing additional knowledge and information so that some of the transaction costs or the cost of just trying to learn more about information is reduced for individuals. So when we get done, it would be great to have a more sustainable world. Also, one of the things that we're trying to do is it's not a book that covers everything about each of these topics. And so hopefully it gets people excited about sustainability and they decide to do more research and more engagement with sustainable development, and hopefully it gets them a starting place where they will contact other advocacy organizations and other public organizations where they can volunteer or work or consider improvements. So that's what we're looking at, is providing just the foundation for people so that they get excited about sustainability in the future. Well, one of the things that we found is that here at Bridgewater State College, we're doing a lot of promotion and change. So we've worked on water quality projects. We're looking at making BSC a greener place. And some of the information that's here can help a lot of different institutions, including colleges, make some of those type of changes. Also, I'm partnering with the co-author of the book, John Bartle, and others in promoting things like improved transportation and water management throughout the country. So he's operating out of the middle of the country. Also, I'm collaborating with some other folks on the West Coast in California. And so one of the pieces that's really important to me is to work with colleagues and other interested people in promoting the book, but also just the information. It's allowing us to have a connection across the nation on some of the policies and changes that we're all hoping to promote.